I think he's foolish to go without an attorney because, without an attorney, even if he's right, doesn't mean he's going to win because a lot of legal maneuverings go on. He'd be best served by having a lawyer. I absolutely understand what Deborah was doing because there has to be one attorney, one leader of the pack. And if somebody else comes in between and starts directing in a different direction, it often causes chaos between the lawyer and the attorney. And I think this is really a situation where everybody's correct. I think the judge who refused the plea was correct. I think the mother who was protecting her young son, the victim in this case, was right. The district attorney, the prosecutors in this case were correct in trying to protect the victim. But I think the prosecutors open themselves up to a later charge of selective prosecution, because what jumps into my mind is if this were a male teacher and it were a female victim in this case, that guy'd be in jail forever. I know exactly what he's doing here. He put the son on to absolutely gut her right from the get-go. So he put on a very strong witness to take her sea legs away from her. I mean, to knock her off balance. Go ahead, cross-examine your own son. Now, what that then led to, and it's interesting, and here's why she should have a lawyer, and here's where she's in trouble. During opening statement, she objected, what, some 10, 15 times, Catherine?
Yeah.
During opening statement, right? The judge finally told her, look, quit objecting. I find that really interesting because a little bit after that, Squarey started to argue his case a little. And a non-lawyer doesn't know you're not supposed to argue an opening statement. But the judge told the defendant lawyer, don't object, when in fact she should have really objected to a couple things that he was arguing in opening statement. And then I get the statement from the judge, okay, I'm going to remove you from the courtroom. And I thought, wait a minute, you're going to remove the defendant. What about the lawyer? What, are you going to split her in half and keep the lawyer? Because if you remove her, you've got no defendant, no lawyer in the courtroom. Boy, that's just ripe for appeal right there.
Very few people are ever found incompetent to stand trial. Even retarded people are not found incompetent to stand trial. Is for the defendant to understand, one, that they are at trial, two, that they are accused of a crime, three, what the crime is, and four, what the potential penalty is. That's it.
Well, she's got that right. I got to hand it to her, although you know what they say, a little learning is a dangerous thing.
You're right. And when you said, is she coming unglued right now because of this? No, she's been unglued for a long time. I mean, this just exacerbates the situation in this particular trial. I got to tell you, O'Connor, the district attorney in this case, has to be happy. All right, Horowitz is out of the case. And by the way, I got to tell you, I think this is the best thing that happened to Dan. I know he wanted to stay in the case way back when, but on a very personal level, I didn't see how he could try this case because his wife was just murdered. The same police investigated this case. Emotionally, this has to be the best thing for him. Now he can really go and heal from the loss of his wife. He can let all this go and step away from it. But on the other side, remember, not only do we in the justice system have to do justice, but we have to give the appearance of justice.
Well,
and having Dan involved in this, I'm not sure it gave the real appearance of justice.
Well,
I think she'd be better served getting...
This is her request. She's gone through, I think, 4 attorneys now. You want to represent yourself, girl? You got it.
Henry
Lee, Michael Cardoza, thanks so much for the update.